Today morning you all had darshan. You all saw Muttaki Seva. What was the color of the cloth? White. Sure?
Only pearls.
On the foot, pearls are stitched on. So, this is, as I was explaining, this is a very beautiful place. Actually, we may not realize the glories of each step we have taken in this place. For example, Arvind Prabhu's car is parked in the place where Lord Ramanujacharya used to stay and beg. That is Mahapurna's Tirumaligai, his house. You read that? Periyanambi Tirumaligai. That is Mahapurna's house. So, for explaining, for understanding Vedanta, Ramanujacharya went and learnt from Mahapurna. So, every day morning, that Sittirai Vidhi is the place all the Acharyas used to stay. You know, the street which we went now, it is Sittirai Vidhi. Kilakku Sittirai Vidhi, Melku Sittirai Vidhi, like that. So that is the state, that is outside of the third prakara. That is where all the Vaishnavas stay there. I explained, like yesterday it was like pujaris, then the cloth garland makers and things, and the third is the devotees, all the Vaishnavas stay. So exactly the place where the car is parked is the house of Periyanambi, Mahapurna. And where we waited, we stood opposite. There you could have read that board, Purattalvar Tirumaligai. That's the house of Purattalvar. There we waited, we were standing, kids were playing. There's a board, it says Purattalvar Tirumaligai, the house of Puresha. Periyanambi and Puresha stayed. Then we went to Jagannatha Madam. Opposite to that is Venkata house. Venkata was the head priest of Ranganathji, and Venkata son is Gopala Bhatta. So all those places is very deeply connected with Ramanujacharya. There is another place where we turned the car a little further is Pillai Lokacharya's house. All these acharyas were staying. Even though these people were such exalted and celebrated Vaishnavas, they used to live in very tiny huts, very small houses, and serve Ranganathji in such a humble way. We have to realize the depth of their humility. Their humility is outstanding. We can't even imagine whether a person can be so humble, and is it possible? Because these pastimes, are impossible for us. Once His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj told Prabhupada, I am the most fallen person. Prabhupada smiled and said, you are most of nothing. You understood what does that mean? What does that mean? We can't even claim I am something great in humility also. I am the most fallen. Prabhupada said, you are most of nothing. Right? It is very difficult. And in that year, Vyasa Puja, Guru Maharaj wrote a poem to Prabhupada on Prabhupada's birthday, Vyasa Puja. Jayapataka is not his own, It is to do with Srila Prabhupada as his own. Understood? Jaya Pataka is not his own. It is to do with Srila Prabhupada as his own, as Prabhupada's own. So, it is simply because of mercy we can realize a small tinge of bhakti. It is simply mercy, not because of our capacity, quality, or it is nothing from our side. As days pass by, somewhere that Rakshasa within us will try to say, you are special, you have something special, but actually it is nothing, because we don't know why Lord picks a certain person as a devotee even though he doesn't have any external quality, and he will reject some people who have already qualities. So Puratalvar was Vaishnava Shikhamani, crest jewel of Vaishnavas. Who? Puratalvar. In Sanskrit he is called Kuresh. So here everywhere they had a Tamil name. Sri Vaishnavas, along with developing bhakti, I don't know what is the real reason, they'll develop the Tamil language also. I don't know why exactly they did that. Is there any reason for that? They developed this language also. So they translated everything from Sanskrit into Tamil. Right? Ranganatha was glorified by Tondaradi Kodi Alvar, one of the Alvar. He called Ranganatha Ara Amudan. It is a pure Tamil name. Ara Amudan. You know the meaning? Tigattada Tellamudu Perinbam Aravamudan. Like that they say. How do you translate? Aravamudan. Nectar. You can take that nectar, can take it, enjoy, taste that in unlimited way. Still, tigattada tellamudam. Tigatradhu, how do you say in English? Tigatta. The sweet எல்லாம் நிறைய சாப்பிட்டா ஒரு மாதிரி மத்து பிடிக்கும். திகட்டுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. What do you say? You eat a lot of sweet. ஒரு மாதிரி, So, it is very special. So Puratalvar lived about 40 miles from here. That's his house. He was staying there, and he's very rich. Every day he used to donate 3 lakh varagam. One varagam is how many pound? Savaran. The ladies ke you know varagam, the old calculation. You know this word varaham. It is some certain amount of sovereign makes one varaham. Okay. Every day he used to donate 3 lakh. Okay, even you say 3 lakh pavan or sovereign. How rich he is. And he closes his gate because it becomes very late. Otherwise he will be continuing donation. Right? So Ranganaji will ask, he had a very special servant who is doing chamara. What's his name?
Kanchipurna.
Kanchi, very good. Yeah. Kanchipurna is a person who will do fanning. So, after the doors of Ranganaji is closed, Kanchipurna's gate will be, Puratalvar's doors will be closed. So the Lord will ask, really sorry. This is happening in Kanchipuram, Varadarajapuram. This fasting is happening there, Varadarajapuram. So Varadaraja Perumal will ask, what is the sound? It's a big noise. What is this noise? Every day he will ask. And Kanchipurna will say, this is the doors of Puresha getting closed. So Varadarajaji wanted to see Puresha. How can a person be so charity minded? He's offering so much of gold in charity. I wanted to see. So one messenger was sent to Quresha's house. And the messenger went and told, Lord wants to see you. And Quresha asked, why? Why suddenly Lord wanted to see you? Then the devotee said, Lord came to know, this is something very important. Lord came to know about your charity, so he wanted to see. Quresha said, I don't want to be recognized by that activity. I want to be recognized by the Lord that I am devoted, I am servant of Him. If my charity is something which is blocking my devotion, I don't want this. That day he opened his house and he walked away. He told the villagers, take whatever you want. And he just left the house. Told his wife. His wife is some name, Artulai something. He told his wife, don't take anything and walk with me. Such a rich person. He just opened his house and he walked away. And they were crossing a jungle. They were coming to Srirangam. That's it. I don't want anything. And they're walking towards Srirangam. Half of the way, the lady said, his wife, she said, I'm feeling scared. It is such a dense jungle, thick jungle. Something is there, I'm feeling scared. Quresha asked, did you take any gold from home? Then she said, yes, I have taken your plate, in which you eat food every day. At least, just that, because so that you can take food. And he said, that's why you are scared. Because you are having something. As long as we hold something, we will be attached in this world. There will be fear, there will be ego, there will be some kind of competition, there will be, so many things. The moment you give up, there is nothing. That's why Acharya sang that song, Abhay Charana Ravindare. We have to be completely surrendered. So, Quresha said to his wife, just throw the plate away. So she took the golden plate and threw it away. Then she started walking. Quresha asked, are you scared now? She said no. So it says, the sooner we give up certain things, the sooner, faster we will progress in Krishna consciousness. There is no one stopping us from devotion. There is nobody stopping. Who is stopping us from devotion? One devotee went and told Narottam Das Thakur, at least in the next life, I wanted to become like you. You heard the Narottam Das Thakur. Morning you sing that song, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More. Who wrote that song? So a devotee went and told Narottam Das Thakur, I wanted to become like you. Narottam, I wanted to become like you in my next life. So Narottam Das Thakur asked back, who is stopping you in this life? Actually, there is nobody stopping us. Who is the real person stopping us? Not Maya, you only. Okay, we are the real enemy. Our so-called intelligence, our emotion, all these things are stopping. Right? So, Quresha came and he simply surrendered to Ranganathji and Ramanujacharya. And Quresha was such a wonderful disciple. He was materially highly qualified person. He has to open a scripture and simply he has to glance it. He will by heart the whole thing. So Quresha was an assistant of Ramanujacharya. He is a walking, talking encyclopedia, dictionary, everything. So Ramanujacharya wanted to refer some Puranas. He will ask Quresha, what is that? You have to say the first line or the last line or the number of the verse or the something. He's like Google, you just type, he will repeat it. So he was having all the scriptures at his fingertips, yet so humble. He had all this gyan and he was very humble. And that is the time that great king from Madurai, Krimikanta Cholan, Krimikanta, that's his Sanskrit name. He was going around killing all the Vaishnavites. It became his hobby. He used to arrest every day thousands of Sri Vaishnavas. And if they don't get convert themselves into Shaivites, he will kill them ruthlessly. And he was doing that every day. See, amazing. Ramanujacharya had one disciple who was working in the king's assembly. This is something very important we have to understand. What did I say?
Ramanujacharya has a disciple who's working.
Disciple. His name is Nalluran or Naluran. Nalluran. His name is Nalluran. He is Ramanujacharya's disciple and he was working in the Pandya king's, Chola king's palace. Okay. So the Chola is having a special meeting asking how can we stop these Vaishnavas and convert all of them into Shaivites. So this Nallura gave an idea to the king. Ramanujacharya is the Vaishnava leader. If you can convert him, you can convert the whole country. Who is that person gave idea? No, there is no material power ever created which can spoil Vaishnavism. Who can spoil Vaishnavism? Only Vaishnavas. Prabhupada also said this. There is no external force which can spoil this Vaishnava community. Only we ourselves will spoil. You take this famous Bangalore case, which is going on in ISKCON. Who was the reason for this big problem? Who is the reason? Only devotees. No external force, right? So this Nalluran went and gave this idea to the great king. If you can convert Ramanujacharya, the whole Vaishnavism can be converted. So he sent men to Ramanujacharya's matam, and somehow Kuresha got this news. And if Kuresha is telling this information to Ramanujacharya, Ramanujacharya will not leave this place. So he fabricated stories and he said, Acharya, you just leave this place due to so many other reasons. He told stories and convinced Ramanujacharya. And this Kuresha and Periyanamri, Mahapurna, they are neighbors. You saw them, they are staying opposites, right? And they were thick friends. And Kuresha is a very young person and Mahapurna Periyanambi is a very elderly person. It is amazing for a young man to be friend with an elderly person. It doesn't happen unless they are devotees. Right? Only in devotee community it will happen. Young devotee coming and calling and joking with a very elderly Prabhu. But if you go to normal material world, it doesn't happen. Elderly people will be very serious, artificially. They will speak some strange things which will go above your head. But when Prabhupada went to America, all his followers were young boys. Somebody asked Prabhupada, how are you able to attract these young people? Right? And Prabhupada said, our bonding element is Krishna. That's why I'm able to attract young people. Otherwise it doesn't happen. So, they were very close friends. Who?
Mahapurna and Kuresha.
They were very thick friends. And Kuresha told Mahapurna that Krimikanta, the great king, Krimikanta Cholan is sending men and he is a ruthless person, he will do anything. So I am going to dress myself as Ramanujacharya and sit out here. Right? So Ramanujacharya went to Varadaraj, Sripetambudur, he went incognito, hiding. So Kuresha, it is a big offense to use Guru's things. No disciple is allowed to use it. Guru's paraphernalia, it is like Lord's paraphernalia for a devotee. So they don't do it. But on that day, Puresha went and wore all Ramanujacharya sannyasa vesha. And Puresha is a grihastha. And he took Ramanujacharya sannyasa danda and sat on Ramanujacharya's pidam. It is something a very big offense. No devotee will even dare to think like that. And Mahapurna silently, without informing Puresha, Mahapurna wore Puresha's dress and sat next to him. You know, so you are doing sacrifice, I will also join you. Such an elderly, and Puresha is telling you, you don't have to do this. You are an elderly person, please don't do this. But then Mahapurna did not listen. He's a great acharya. In fact, he is like teacher of Ramanujacharya, because Ramanujacharya learned so many things from Mahapurna, and he's like a guru, you know. And Mahapurna, Periyanamri, from here on the way to Tanjavur, there's a place called Tiruppushti, you know, on the way to Tanjavur. Actually, Periyanamri Mahapurna was a pujari. You don't get confused with all these names, you know. So many, right? Mataji getting confused. Right? He was pujari there in that temple. And somebody told Ramanujacharya, if you can learn mantra from him, you will get liberated. From whom?
Mahapurna.
So, Ramanujacharya went from here to meet that Mahapurna, and he asked that mantra. After so many days, Mahapurna tested him whether this person is proper and things, and finally he got convinced, and he called him very secretly and chanted Om Namo Narayanaya in his ears. Ramanujacharya asked, will this mantra give me liberation? He said, this mantra can give liberation to the whole universe, but don't tell anyone. It is a secret. So what he did, he said, okay, and he climbed on top of the Gopuram and the tower and screamed, anybody wants liberation? The whole villagers came there, and he chanted this mantra. You chant this mantra. Then Mahapurna got so wild, you know, I told you this mantra is secret, right? Then he came down and bowed down to Lord Mahapurna, Ramanuja. At the time Ramanujacharya was very young person. He said, I am ready to take up that sin, but I want to see this world getting liberated. Looking at that wonderful heart of Ramanujacharya, Mahapurna came and joined him, even though his guru. He was always with, you know, he loved to be with Ramanujacharya. He said, this is the man who is carrying Narayana in his heart, and I want to be with him. And he always stayed with him. And when Puresha was ready to do the sacrifice, Mahapurna came and he wore Puresha dress and sat down. And king's men came, you know, and they arrested both of them, Puresha and Mahapurna. Puresha is in the dress of Ramanujacharya and Mahapurna is in the dress of Puresha. And they took him, and the king asked, I know you are the head leaders of Sri Vaishnava. I don't want to torture you, I don't want to trouble you, you are all nice Brahmanas. Can you write me, sign a document saying that Shiva is supreme? Shiva Parataram na Anyat. There is nobody above Lord Shiva, right? And he produced a document with all his signs. Already the king had put his emblem, everything. It is like he has signed an empty document. Just that Ramanujacharya has to sign and it will be passed. He has already done his job. He's already signed and everything. So Puresha took that document and stroked Lord Shiva and wrote Vishnu. Vishnu Parataram Nanyat and signed it. Means it's already passed. Because the king has already signed it. The king has already agreed, it became a law. Right? So Vishnu is supreme. King got very upset. I was tricked. I cheated. I got tricked. He got very angry and he called his men and told them to pierce their eyes with hot iron rods and take them to jungle and chop them into pieces. Right? Amazing Puresha and Mahapurna, they stood unagitated. They were so calm and peaceful, right? And some of them, the Vaishnavas went and told them, why are you losing life? Just agree to that man, he's a madman. There's no point debating with a mad person. Just agree and save your life. And Puresha said, everything is Lord's desire. Why should I be worried? If Lord wants to protect me, it is His responsibility. I am His servant. I don't have any desire on my own. Okay, you are a young man, but what about Mahapurna? Will Ramanujacharya be happy if this happens to Mahapurna? Then Mahapurna said, I always follow Puresha. I have never seen a Vaishnava like Puresha. Whatever he says is okay for me. If he is dying, I want to die before him. I don't want to die after him. Devotee said, what kind of people you are? And the soldiers came with hot iron rods. You know, the iron rods is like, it's fire, it's so hot, it's like fire. They came and poked Puresha's eyes and Mahapurna's eyes. Puresha was simply chanting Narayana's name. Even there was no blood. Even the blood also got burnt. Right? But Mahapurna, such an elderly man, he could not bear that pain. Somehow Puresha tolerated that pain, but Mahapurna could not. He started shivering, writhing in pain, And two soldiers were sent, told them to take them to jungle and chop them and throw to wild animals. Right? And they were carrying Mahapurna, withering, such an elderly man in pain and screaming Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Puresha was holding his hands, and they are blind now, they can't even walk in the jungle. Right? And both of them chanting Narayana's name. And the soldiers were surprised. They did not complain once. They did not blame anybody. They did not curse the king. They didn't do anything. They didn't speak a single word. Amazing lesson. Then there is trouble coming our way. They did not react a single this thing. And after some time, the soldiers got converted by the presence of Puresha and said, oh great Vaishnavas, we have never seen people like you. And we don't want to commit the sin of killing you people. Right? Just somehow leave the border of the city. Don't come back. Our king, is a ruthless person. He will do anything. We will go and say some lies. And if the king wants to punish us, let him punish us. But we don't want to commit the sin of killing him. Just cross the border of this country and don't ever come back. And forgive us for this. And they fall at the Puresha's feet. And with their own tears, they bathe the Puresha's feet. And now Puresha is all alone with Mahapurna. And both of them are blind. So Puresha carried Mahapurna. And this blind Puresha was walking in the jungle, simply telling Narayana, you have shown way to so many people. Now you are our real eyes. Please show. I am not praying for myself. Now I have Mahapurna, this wonderful Vaishnava in my hands. I want to protect him. And he was carrying, But Mahapurna could not tolerate the pain. On the way he left his body. So in the jungle, Puresha did final rites for Mahapurna. Then the only pain in Puresha's heart is, what answer I will give to Ramanujacharya? If Acharya Swamigal is asking me, where is Mahapurna, what answer I will give him? That is the main thing. Then he came back. Every day he stayed in Varadaraja temple, Varadaraja Perumal temple. And he used to sing beautiful songs. And when Puresha is singing beautiful songs, it seems Varadaraja will come and dance in front of Puresha. But Puresha can't see, and Varadaraja used to dance. And after many years, Ramanujacharya came back to Kanchipuram. He came back to Kanchipuram and he came to know that his dear disciple Puresha, lost his eyes because of it. So when he came to Kanchipuram, he ran and embraced Puresha towards his head. And he asked, why did you do this? What kind of sacrifice you have done for me, which I can never repay? Why have you done this? Right? But I also heard that when you sing song, Varadraja is dancing. So tomorrow when he is dancing, you should ask your eyes back. You should get back your eyes. So next day, Puresha was singing so melodiously. It seems their bhajans and what Arayar songs they are singing. You saw them yesterday with the turban and things like that singing. They sing so beautiful themselves. Their shokas and the prayers, they tease the Lord, they praise the Lord, they glorify the Lord, they sing so beautifully. So when Puresha was singing, Varadraj Perumal came and danced and Lord came and danced. And the Lord also knows that Ramanujacharya told something to him. So Lord asked Puresha, what you want? What is the prayer? Then Puresha thought, how can I ask something for myself? I don't want to ask. See the level of Vaishnava relationship, right? But we don't see every single Vaishnava like that. We are not able to see. When we see a Vaishnava, we think, okay, let me exploit him, let me take some benefit out of him. Can you do this for me, Prabhu? Can you do that for me, Prabhu? We are not able to treat every single Vaishnava who is the abode of Lord Narayana. Krishna is staying in everybody's heart. And we are not able to see that. Right? Then Puresha, how can I ask my eyes back? Then he said, no, I don't have any prayers. He did not ask. Then Varadraj Perumal is asking again and again. I can make out there is some desire in your heart. You can spell it out. You can ask. Then he said, nothing, my Lord. Then he went back. Ramanujacharya got so angry. Puresha, why you didn't ask your eyes back? Then Puresha said, I can be a beggar. I can be a yajaka. Right? But I cannot be a sinner. I don't want anything. Then Ramanujacharya said, that's my order. You are not asking eyes for yourself. You are asking eyes for my sake. Tomorrow you ask. And next day, Puresha sang, Varadraj Perumal danced. Then Puresha said, my Guru has an order. But my Lord, if that thing which you are blessing me is making me proud, I don't want that. The Lord said, what is that Puresha you spell? Then he said, Ramanujacharya wanted my eyes back. Then Varadraj Perumal, because Lord wanted to give him. So he smiled and Puresha got his beautiful eyes back. And Puresha thought, see, it's so intricate, he thought, my eyes are my Guru's property. It is not part of my body. It is Guru's property on my body, so I should use it only in my Guru's glorification. So it seems, sometimes when he walks on the street, he will close his eyes and walk. He don't want to use it. He will close his eyes and walk. So, along with Ramanujacharya, they came to Srirangam. And they stayed in that, you saw that Puratalvar Tirumaligai, that is the place he stayed for the rest of his life. Right? Rest of his life, Puresha was living in that place and Ramanujacharya was there. So he used to walk and follow Ramanujacharya like a servant. So many wonderful Vaishnavas gathered here and they had so many wonderful intricate pastimes. Understanding the level of Vaishnava relationship is something amazing. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya